is a very special day, and I guess I was kind of strategic with this, but because we're at the halfway mark and it's Hump Day Wednesday and all of those great things, we have two amazing guests. And our very first guest is Ty Cohen. Ty Cohen is a really good friend of mine, and he's been in business for a very long time. And as I've stated throughout the week, I've been strategic with this success series of purposely choosing business veterans, not business newbies, not people who've been doing theory and things like that, but people who've literally been in business for years, in which you'll learn more about Ty's story in just a little bit. But today we have Ty Cohen, and we're going to talk about how he utilizes video in his business, how he's created a Facebook Live show, and just all these different things. And so I'm really, really excited to have him on today, this morning. And then just be sure to stay tuned and come back to us at 4 p.m. Eastern today, because we have Sharon Sheldon who's next and who will be our second guest for today. So without further ado, let's bring Ty onto the show. Welcome, Ty.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for taking out your time, because I know you're a busy man. And for those who have no idea who you are, please let us know, who is Ty Cohen and what you do and the business that you're in.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I grew up in a non-traditional business setting, meaning no one around me was in business that I knew. None of my family members were in business, and we grew up in a very poor environment. I grew up in uh, a very challenging environment, right? A lot of drugs, gangs, and things like that. And one of my missions when I was 15 was to get my family and my mother out of that environment, right? And I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do it in a traditional way. So, um, when I turned 17, luckily I came in contact with someone that I knew who had a fledgling business, and he had just started it, and he was doing okay with it. And I thought, wow, here I am. I was working at Walgreens Pharmacy, and I was putting a lot of time in. And I said, this guy is barely working on his business, and he's making two or three times more than I am. So when I saw that, I knew that that was the out. So I started studying business. I started studying marketing, and that was my start. That was the way I got into it. So,
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And yeah, it's amazing or kind of interesting when you have that light bulb moment when you realize, like, whatever path that you thought was the path to be on, and then it's like, no, this isn't exactly what it's supposed to be or what you think it's supposed to be, and then you go to a different path and then you take off. So thank you for sharing that with us.
yeah, absolutely. It's really enlightening. It's like you're having a paradigm shift. You're like, you mean like this entire world was out here and I never knew about it? And then it's like it totally consumes you. You start to, just be really impressed by everything that, like, I would literally go to the library back before they had YouTube and all of this other stuff, right? And just spend hours there just reading up on business and marketing, and it was just like something that kind of fell into my lap, but totally changed the direction of my life, like you said.
Yep, exactly, exactly. I mean, I felt the same way when I was in corporate America. So I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this or on the replay can relate. Now, with that said, how long have you been in business?
So like I said, I started my first company when I was 17, and I had no idea what I was doing. So it was just like, I was flying by the seat of my pants, just doing things that I thought were right and doing it the right way. So I'm 48 now. So what's that? 21 years.
Wow, yeah, that is a very long time. Again, guys, I
Hey, it's
have
not
business
that
veterans.
long. Don't smile a lot. No, I'm just joking.
Well, no, okay. Well, like I was saying, our very first guest this week, she was like, I guess she was like 10 years, and she's kind of was sheepish about it. I was like, listen, statistically proven, at least in the United States, like a lot of businesses fail in their first year. And the mere fact that, you not only made it past that point, but past a decade and then another decade, to me, I mean, that's something to shout from the rooftops. So no, that wasn't me, poking fun.
Absolutely.
That's
Well,
awesome.
that was multiple businesses too. So the first one, I went in and I was probably part of those statistics there, right? At the lower level there, because that lasted like 8 months and then I got up and tried again. And so, yes, but you're so right. I mean, anyone that's in business and they're trying to make it and they're having a hard time, you are not alone. It's something that if you stick to it, and you try different things, right? One of the ways that you get results is you do different things and you do things differently, and you'll be amazed at how that outcome pans out.
Love it, love it, love it. So with that said, since you have all of this experience, um, and and if anything, I would say you have a lot of experience even digitally, right? Just because, some people might think, oh, he's been in business for a very long time. He doesn't know anything about the online space. I would have to say you're like one of the, in my opinion, like the original OGs out there who got started online and have been able to stay relevant and stay consistent and stay open, have your doors still open in the digital landscape. And with that said, you've seen a lot of things. You've seen a lot of trends. You've seen a lot of things go up, down, et cetera, et cetera. And based on your experience, why, in your opinion, should businesses utilize the medium of video?
You know what? So I was thinking about this earlier, and we've been doing more and more and more video thanks to you, as a matter of fact. You totally opened my eyes up to it a few years ago. And one of the ways is because it's so easy. Now, let me ask you here, Monique, primarily the individuals that are watching this, are they the face of their company or are they not? Okay, all right. So to do video, number one, it's super easy. I'm really introverted. I'm the type who it took me a while to get into video, but man, like I love it. As a matter of fact, so it's so easy. You can grab your cell phone, right? I just shot a video, which I'll be posting to Facebook after this, like literally just as I pulled up here. And it was a 3 minute video. I shot it and I'll be uploading it to YouTube. I'll be uploading it to Instagram. I'll be sharing it on some of my Facebook groups. And the beauty of that is I have found that I'm able to create this connection with my audience. So people that have never seen me, maybe never heard me speak, now there's one thing that I can talk about or that I might mention or my background or even where I'm going, right? So because sometimes we'll talk about travel, we'll talk about life, we'll talk about business, and they instantly make that connection. So now what I'm saying is not only is it limited to the US, like when I was running my first couple of businesses, right, where we were selling physical products or there were some services, like I literally was limited to the US or to my state or to my city. Now I have people that are globally reaching out, that are globally becoming my customers, and it just becomes a fun ride because, again, if you are someone that is intimidated by video, and I think everyone is initially, once you go in and try it, right? And I'm not talking about once or twice. I'm talking about you give it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 50 tries. You become someone that becomes great at it. Go look at anyone that you think is, go look at Monique's first video. And I guarantee you that it's hilarious. I haven't even seen it.
It's
Look at anyone.
horrible.
Right? Any of these guys that you follow, Grant Cardone, Ty Love, anyone that you think is amazing on video, go look at their first 10 videos. And then you'll feel much better about your videos. Trust me.
Yeah, most definitely. And then especially like these big leaders, even like a Gary V when he was doing Wine Library TV. If you guys
Yeah.
look at his first videos, they were horrible. The lighting was bad. I mean, so many different things. And then today I feel like we're in the best time right now because all of the technology, like you said, your phone is like your own personal movie producer, video producer, production, whatever, the latest, high quality, all of these things. So it's kind of like it's so much easier, right?
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you said, and it's true, like your first 10 guys, your first 20, even your first 50 videos are gonna suck. It's just something that we all have to go through, and I just hate the
But
fact
wait,
that,
wait, wait. Not all of us, because only my first seven or so sucked.
oh,
Yeah.
I
No,
apologize.
I'm just. But listen, Monique, I'm gonna be honest with you. So can I give him a quick tip really quickly as it relates to video? So when I first got started, right? I tried to make it so perfect. I tried to make sure that the lighting was right, the angles were right, that I articulated and pronounced the words correctly. And I would be looking at myself and my eyes are darting back and forth like a madman. And I'm just like nervous as heck. And then something just snapped one day. I created one of those videos and I was in a hurry and I uploaded it and it got traction like crazy. And I'm saying to myself, like, I can't believe that this video where I'm nervous, I'm sweating, my eyes are darting back and forth like I'm on coke or something. And people are like, I don't endorse coke, so, but people are loving it. So guess what? That taught me that to get up there and just to be your natural self. And when you're your natural self, there's less pressure. You are less afraid, right? And people really make that connection. When you are talking to them, and you do this as if you're speaking to one person, just like writing a sales letter. People can identify that with that, and they walk away feeling as if they know you. When I'm at a seminar or an event or when we're doing one of our workshops, I get people that I've never met before, and they come up to me and they say, "Ty, wow, like I feel like I know you, and I know your daughter Summer, and I know Tyler, and I know your wife Melody." And it's because they've seen us on video. Like sometimes I might be doing a business related video. It could be a sales letter. It could be me selling a $15,000 program. And my daughter Summer comes into my office and she's on it. And she's, daddy, 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 making just googly eyes. And I leave it in the video because people connect with that. They want to know that you are real, right? So I say that to say to be comfortable with yourself. And I know this is super long winded, right? But I don't give a damn. Be comfortable with who you are because your audience will love it. Don't be a character, be yourself.
I love that. So many different touch points here. So real quick, I love that you shared this story about how, the one where you weren't, where it wasn't professionally or so polished. And a lot of times, a lot of people think that. And as a result, that stops them from starting or doing
Yes.
anything because they feel like they have to have this professional looking video. But even if you look at the people out there that you look up to, they do a mixture, they do a hybrid. What I love about Ty Lopez, guys, is that majority of his stuff is from his phone. Like he's not, only when he has like guests or he's doing something, he'll have like the more professional crew. But him showing up every single day, you check out his fan page on Facebook, it's his phone, guys. And a lot of times though, I will also say by having the professional setup doesn't make you relatable. It kind of puts like
Yes.
an extra wall between you and then of course someone wanting to come into your world, buy from you, be your loyal fan, etc., etc. So I'm glad you share that story with us, Ty, because a lot of times I find the same thing with myself. And at one point, especially since I'm in the video space, I'm like, oh, I got to make sure my stuff look clean and blah 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 blah. And then I realized I wasn't exactly connecting with as many people versus just my phone or just even what I'm saying in my videos, just being myself. I
Yeah.
love the fact that you said don't be a character because like you said, you're an introvert, right? And I can honestly say, guys, because I know Ty personally, he's the same person that you see on camera and in person. There are some people who, unfortunately, those YouTubers or whoever, who will be huge stars on YouTube, but you meet them in person and it's like, what? Like, you're not the same person. Like, what's going
Yeah.
on here? And you don't want that. You really don't want that. So I'm glad you shared that with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now I'm glad that I'm not the only one with long-winded responses here.
So as y'all know, Ty will always try to bust your chops anytime he gets a chance. So don't mind him, right?
There you go. No, we're gonna put on our professional faces now. So go ahead.
Oh goodness gracious! So you kind of given us a snippet, kind of initially how you got started with video and stuff like that. But can you share with us specific examples of how you utilize video specifically in your business?
So two different ways. That's a great question. So, um, I have a few different businesses. Some where I'm the face of a business and some where I'm not, right? So I'll give you both examples. So in the business where I'm the face of a video, I have a program called Kindle Cashflow, right? You can check it out at kindlecashflow.com where I teach people how to self-publish on Amazon. With that business, what I do is at least every 2 or 3 days, what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll shoot a video again from my phone that gives my audience 3 to 7 tips on how they can become a more effective writer, a more effective publisher, how they can get covers created quickly, how they can get more sales for their book. And again, it might just be me. I may be in my office, right here at my home office or my office outside. I might be on vacation. We're about to take a cruise on Friday. So guess what? I'm going to be shooting a ton of video. And those videos are going to have tips. Those videos now, at the end of each tip video, I also have a call to action. So I'm saying, hey guys, if you like this video, do me a favor. Go in, comment, like, share it, and then let me know what else you'd like to hear from me. All right? Also, if you have not watched my free course yet, you can go over to kindlecashflow.com. So now that's that call to action. I've given them value. I've given them content. I've asked them that, hey, listen, if you've got something out of this, please reciprocate. And most people will. No one likes to just take. We like to take and then also give. That's that reciprocation, right? Robert Cialdini talks about that in the book Persuasion. And then I have the call to action, which is another way that people love to reciprocate. Hey, he's left a link here. He's gave me some great value. Now let me return the favor by at least visiting his site and seeing what he has available here, or commenting, or by sharing, or by liking. So in that business where I am the face, that's what I do. The other way that I use video in that business is I have a coaching program. So one of the things that I'll do is every Sunday at 7 o'clock for my coaching students, we're doing this, right? Sometimes it's a PowerPoint. Every once in a while, it might be face-to-face, but usually it's a PowerPoint where I'm sharing my screen, which is in another sense of video, right? So we're doing that live, and then I take those videos and I upload them to the members area. So in that sense, they don't see me all the time. So you can do video where it's a PowerPoint, you're sharing your screen. If you're someone who's not comfortable with being on screen, that's another way. The other way that I use video in that business is we do webinars. So I do webinars every single week. And again, it's just a screen share. It might be me on Amazon. It might be me showing my PowerPoints. And those people come in and they'll attend the webinar, which may be free. And now we're doing paid webinars as well. So we'll go in and we'll charge for some of our webinars. Now, that's the business where I'm the face, right? Do you want me to talk about the business where I'm not the face? Okay,
yes,
so
please.
For those of you who have businesses where you are not the face, right? You're not out there. The way that we use video is I also employ professionals. So people that are great with carrying the message, that are great with being on camera, that are much better than me, right? That don't sweat and make the crazy eyes when they're on camera and they know how to present. So we'll do that. And those videos we share on YouTube, we share them on our Instagram, we share them on our Facebook page, we share them in some of our private members areas. We share them on our sales letters, right? I found that using video on your sales letters just like really increases conversions to the point where I probably will never not release a sales letter without a video on it. So that's one way. The other way is we use video in the sense of repurposing content. So I'll tell you what I mean. So we publish blog posts and articles, right? And because I know that there's some people that love watching video, then there's some people that love listening to audio, right? So I listen to like a lot of audiobooks using my earbuds. And then there's some people that like reading. So I want to catch all of those people. I don't want to alienate anyone. So what we'll do is we'll take our blog posts or our articles and we'll turn those into videos. So now someone reads that blog post into a screen just like this. So it's on video. They'll go in, they'll edit it. So we have the call outs, we have the bumpers and some of the other technical stuff that I have no clue as to what they do, but they make it look pretty. And then what we'll do is we'll extract the audio from that. And now that audio gets loaded to our podcast. So now do you see what we're doing here? We're serving all three individuals. If you love reading, boom, you've got the articles. You're served there. If you love listening, you have a podcast, right? And if you just like watching video, then you can go over to YouTube and you've got the video, or you can go to our members area or anywhere else where we're loading this video. And what I find is that these videos, like, they get so many views, they get so many shares, and they are around forever because we're making them evergreen, right? For the most part, we're talking about evergreen topics that will be shared and passed around forever. So 10 years from now, you can still get value out of them. So another super long answer, but it is what it is.
No, I love this. I don't know if those of you guys who are watching this live, he just broke down a whole kind of like content marketing strategy for you guys. If you're still wondering, like, okay, this is 2020, I know video is the way to go. I don't know how to do this. How do I make my videos, whether it's live or not, live longer or be evergreen? Ty just gave you a whole blueprint right here. Okay, so thank you, Ty, for sharing. No, I love the long-windedness. So no, that's
You're
great. I
welcome.
love it.
PayPal at tycohen.com.
He would do that. He would do that. No, but seriously, no, thank you for sharing that and giving us the walkthrough on that. Because if you guys are wondering, like, how Grant Cardone and the Ty Lopez's and Gary V's appear everywhere, basically what Ty
Hey,
is
and the
like.
Ty Cohens too. If you want to be great, put your name in the midst of people that are great.
Right, exactly,
So can you go in and say that again and put Ty Cohen at the
and
end?
Ty.
There you go.
So if you want to be a Ty Lopez or Ty Cohen, and appear what you call omnipresence everywhere, all of that great stuff. This is exactly the blueprint that Ty Cohen just shared with you guys, just to get started. And I'm really glad that you kind of broke down like the psychology and the reason why behind it, because it's true. Like, I'm the video girl, but when I go to work out or something, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening
Mm.
to books, because audio actually is the most intimate experience you can have with someone digitally, in my honest opinion, because you're in their ear and they're processing as whatever it is that you're saying in their ear, versus video is great, of course. It kind of tackles all three things, as far as like auditory, being able to see you visually and kind of have that connection, even though it's not like physical, tangible, that is. But to me, audio is the most intimate. And I love the fact that you said you break that out. Then you even kind of have like a transcript or a blog post, to kind of support all of that. So I thank you for giving us the blueprint on that.
Absolutely. And even with video, like, how many times have you watched a YouTube video or actually played a YouTube video, but you're listening more than anything, right? So you're listening to it in the background.
Yes,
So yeah.
yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. So with that said, sir, because as he has stated, guys, Ty is a serial entrepreneur. So he has several businesses, and I love the fact that he talked about whether you're the face of it, meaning you're the person, you're the forefront, right? Like they see you and they connect to you, to the brand or to the business, or he slides back, you don't see his face, but he has other people who are being the representative of his business or brand. Um, do you mind sharing with us, Ty, whatever you're most comfortable with sharing, from like a mini case study, any direct results that video has helped you generate revenue or leads? If you can give us an example or a story of some sort where there was a direct correlation of you using video and getting the sales or the leads that you were targeting.
Yeah, absolutely. So video has actually helped me to make millions of dollars, like millions over the years, because again, we're using it in so many different formats, right? We're using it in the sense of webinars, where I talk about we do weekly webinars, right? Or sometimes bi-weekly. We use them on our sales pages. As I mentioned, I'll probably never release a sales page without video on it. We use them in our YouTube and Instagram videos, and now doing TikTok as well. So we're doing TikTok videos. Yeah, I'm on the TikTok. There you go. So yeah, so we get people,
Wait,
right? So
wait, real quick. What is your TikTok username?
it's
Let's market yourself out here.
Ty
Come on.
Cohen, Tycohen.
Okay.
And if you want to see a really cool dance by with me and my daughter somewhere on there, then I suggest you go in and check it out right now before I delete it.
Yes,
But
cause and just so you guys know, his daughter is, I will have to say, I'm gonna say this. She's a professional dancer, guys. I mean, homegirl has moves and all kinds of dancing styles. So I definitely want to check that out. So okay,
yeah, take
continue.
and she's only 12. So yeah, so we use video in so many different ways, right? Like on social media, what happens is we're now able to use those videos to bring prospects in, to get leads, and leads end up turning into customers, and then more importantly, they end up turning into repeat customers. So over the years, it has resulted in us making millions and millions of dollars. So watch videos. I encourage you to go in and watch more videos, especially my videos, and then to go in and shoot videos too as well. And then just look at what has happened from the point where you went from not shooting videos to shooting videos. And the thing is, it's not going to happen overnight, right? So don't expect yourself to start seeing like instant results, right? Just be consistent. It's the consistency in there, and it's the discipline in being consistent, right? Getting on a regular schedule, because we're so used to, like, thanks to television, we're conditioned to watching scheduled programming. So if you can go in there and be consistent and you film something every Monday at 8 o'clock, or even if it's just every Monday, it doesn't even have to be at 8 o'clock. I think that that helps even more so. When I first got started, I would try to like be Superman with it, and I'm shooting a video every single day, and I quickly found out that that was not going to work well for me, especially if I'm doing a video. But I can do a video once a week. Like that I could do. I could do a video every 2 or 3 days. That I can do, right? Especially if I'm pre-planning it. So if I'm going in and I'm talking about my tips, 3 ways to get cheaper covers created for your Kindle books, right? And I lay those out. And the way I do it is I'll go in and I'll lay them out in my phone. So I'll use like Notepad here. As a matter of fact, I might have one. I don't know if you guys can see. This is my Kindle, Amazon Kindle tip of the day. 5 ways to get your Kindle book seen by more people. You can't see that, can you? So do you see
Yes, yeah, we kind of can. Yes.
what I'll do is I will lay it out and I'll just look at the bullet points. And then I can go off of the bullet points and kind of elaborate off of each one. All right. So it just makes it a lot easier and it makes it quicker. The other thing is, Monique, I find that if I can go in and do short videos, people kind of really enjoy that. I ran a poll to one of my audiences earlier this summer, and I asked them, I said, well, what video length? And this is for my audience. So your audience might be totally different, right? There's no right or wrong. So I highly suggest that you ask. Because you never know. Like I was doing like 10-minute, 20-minute long videos, and people were tuning out after a while. But I found that when I'm doing these tips, if I can make them between 2 to 10 minutes, people love it. The videos that we use as content in our memberships and in our courses, if they're between like 3 to 10 minutes, people love it because they can go in, they can consume a module, and then be on their way. Then they can come back and be on their way, right? So, yeah.
I thank you for answering that question actually. And that's, I would say one of the things that people get kind of caught up on, how long should my video be? And a lot of what Ty is sharing with you guys, and Ty, you can correct me. For one, yes, every audience is different. I would have to say, especially when Ty's talking about like in his courses and stuff, that's what you call pre-recorded video. Anyone who knows me, when I say when you go live, you want to go live at least 10 minutes. It's only because you want the algorithm and all those different things to work for you better, versus a very shortened type of live stream where it's like 2 to 3 minutes long. But I love what Ty said, because what Ty just expressed to you guys is like really putting his audience in the forefront and being the focus, right? What do they want? How can I serve them? One, I'm giving them tip videos. Two, I'm noticing that because they're shorter, they will retain it. As they retain it more, they'll stay longer with me. They'll still be my customer, et cetera, et cetera. They'll still be my loyal fan because they know Ty is here to serve me no matter what, especially in his Kindle cash flow program, Mastermind program, Facebook group, and stuff like that. So I want to dig a little deeper, Ty, if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
So the one thing I love about Ty, when I first met him at, or one of the first masterminds that I was with him, is testing. Ty loves to test, and Ty will test every little thing or whatever that things he didn't even think about. He's like, no, you need to test that, and you need to test that, you need to test that. So with that said, Ty, when you're doing video, could you walk us through like things that you using your Ty analytical eye that you test to see if something is working or not, or whether it will generate an ROI for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a really good question. Wow. So I'll test the headlines, right? So the subject line that I use in the video, man, you could like really get a huge difference in your viewership and response just in the headline, right? So sometimes, and that's actually how I came up with the tips, right? So most of my videos are how to, right? Because most people want to learn how to. As a matter of fact, if you use any type of like keyword research tool, and you type in the words how to, you'll see that there's just how to. You'll see that there's millions of searches that take place every single month for people searching for phrases that deal with how to lose weight, how to start a business, how to be a better wife, how to be a better husband, whatever it may be, right? So I've found that and again, this is different for each audience, but for my audience, when I start my videos with how to or X number of ways to do X, or X number of ways to accomplish X, right? Then they click on those videos and they end up watching them a little bit longer because I'm telling them, hey, I'm going to give you 3 ways to do this. And what happens is, I learned this a long time ago in a persuasion book, right? And I forget which one it was, but he talked about when we're naturally collectors, right? So when people start something, we have to finish it. So if you give them 3 ways to do something, they have to finish watching this video because they have to hear all 3 ways, right? Or else they'll go nuts. Like there's something that is bothering them. They cannot walk away from this video, right? So try it and see what happens. And Monique, going back to your point about time, yes, I think it's brilliant that you teach people that, hey, 10 minutes at least, because you're using your video in this sense for a different purpose, right? You want Facebook to see that people are sticking and things like that. Absolutely brilliant. I love that.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. And again, guys, the reason why I brought that specific question up, asking Ty about like testing, is especially in the online space, what I've had to learn like the hard way is you have to test. You got to look at the numbers or the analytics. They don't lie. You can't be emotional about it, because I think that's another thing, Ty. And Ty, you can chime in here. Is like you're like, oh man, I killed that video. I killed it. I
Right.
know that was good. That person's gonna, oh, it's gonna be great. And then it's like crickets in the background. And then like
Right.
your whole ego, you feel down and depressed because you put your all emotionally and everything, but it just did not connect with that audience.
Yeah. And that happens. I find it happens with myself sometimes too. You have to have that disconnect. And you say, hey, listen, sometimes what we think is great, not everyone thinks is great. Like I've just come to the realization where I've made videos and I'm like, man, I killed this. Woo! And then I'm like posting and I'm sharing, you guys are gonna love this. You're gonna love this, right? And then they don't love it. And then I'll do it again. Trust me, guys, you're gonna love this. And they don't love it. And then I'm like, listen, I know I told you guys the last 5 or 6 you're gonna love, but this one, trust me, you're gonna love, right? And then when I don't, sometimes they end up loving it, and you're just like, I just got some strange viewers. That's all it is.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
goodness. Oh
you
my
never
goodness.
know. You never know. And I hope not. Those are just jokes, guys. If you bought my program, that was a joke. I'm just joking. But you never know. You never know what the audience is gonna like. That's why it's so crucial that you try different things. You measure what's happening, right? And then you don't get emotionally attached, as Monique just said. You try different things. You measure what people like. Test everything. The length of your videos. Test the formatting. Test the setting. I noticed, you know what I did something the other day? I kind of noticed that when I'm doing a video here in my office and I'm close, this is the weirdest thing ever. So I did a video and I was like this, and I'm like super close, and my whole head is in this big old head I got is in there, and like they love that video. And then I did one the other day in my wife's car, and this was one of those cases where I'm like, man, this is great stuff. Like, and it didn't get the response that I thought it would get. And then there's times when I'll do a video and I'm like, man, I have no idea what I'm gonna say, right? And I'm like, man, I can't wait to hear what I'm gonna say because I have no idea what I'm gonna say. And then those are the videos that do well as well. So you never know. It's just all about testing things that you think you shouldn't even be testing, right? So length, the headline, your setting, right? There's so much psychology that goes into a lot of this stuff. The color of your background, and then knowing who your audience is as well plays a big part of it, right? Are your audience primarily men? Are they primarily women? Are they younger? Are they older? What stage of life are they in, right? And then how do you tie all of that into your videos? Um, so just testing what you put in your, what do you call it? The area below your video, the description area,
Yes.
right? So testing what you put there, right? If you have a call to action, if you've got a link, do you put that link at the very beginning, or do you put it at the end, or do you put it in both places? I personally find that putting in both places, so I'm sandwiching it, link at the top, then like kind of a little brief or a blurb of what I'm talking about in this video, and then a link at the bottom again. Works best for me, but again, it may not work for you. So test everything. So that's
Thank
it.
thank you. No, seriously. I'm glad that you talked about like different ways you can test. And you know what? It's so funny. I've noticed that too. Like I think when you lean into the camera, it feels like I don't know, there's more of a focus on you because you're filling up more of the frame, and then it's like the person has no choice but to pay attention to what you're saying. I don't know. But
So you've seen that? Have you seen that too? Because I
yeah,
thought it
no,
was
that's why. Yeah, that's why. Like, even with my, because I've done different setups too. But what I've
right.
been noticing is like, yeah, if I'm like leaning in, or lately some of my sales letters, like video sales letters, if I'm leaning in and I'm really like leaning in like this, and just it seems to connect better. I don't know.
So you know what I'm thinking. So my next test is I'm gonna be like, hey y'all, what you think about this thing? Yeah. And we're
Oh my
gonna see what
gosh!
happens. We're gonna see if the conversion. So stay tuned, guys, and I'll let you know what the
Oh.
test results like. Who knows? It might be a new trend, or you might see a bunch of eyeball videos here hanging out.
And you know what's so funny, Ty? I've actually done that. Like this camera
Have
that
you
I
really?
have, I've zoomed in and like I'm like like not so much to where it's just my eyeball, but it's where it's like cut off like this, and it's
Right.
one of my most popular live streams ever.
That is very
And
cool.
yeah.
So you just gave me some ideas
Oh
there. So,
gosh.
yeah, all of the stuff. You're gonna be seeing just this. We're gonna call them FaceTime, like the real FaceTime.
I like that actually. I like that.
See that? You gotta be careful what you share.
I know, right?
Nate's
Ty will
FaceTime.com.
take your stuff. No, just kidding. That's just us playing around and all that other stuff. Plus, Ty, well, I don't know exactly where you live. I just know the city. But I'm gonna see you at the end of the month anyway. So
Yeah, that'd be cool.
awesome, awesome, awesome. So, with that said, let's wrap this up because I know you're a busy man, and I appreciate you being on this show and just part of this series. You know,
Are we closing already? I had scheduled out the whole day for this. I thought we were gonna be talking for the next 12 hours. Are
oh,
you?
really? I mean, I'm more than happy to do that, guys. I mean, you got whoever is attending this, whether it's live or the replay, he shares some great golden nuggets, and he can go on and on and on and on. So, I mean, you let us know in the comments if you want to see Ty for the rest of the day. We got to take a break, though, because we do have Sharon at 4 o'clock. So, there would be a 1 hour break if that's okay with you. But in all seriousness, for someone who's watching this, right, and they don't need to be convinced to use video, Ty. They just either let's talk to two people here. The first person is a complete newbie who's never done it and is
Yeah.
like, I know I need to do it, but it's just there's something that's stopping them. What is one tip you can share with them? And then someone who You could say, yeah, they tried it out, but it just hasn't gotten what they would like from that.
Okay.
What could you share with them?
So the first person is new. They know they should be using video, but they haven't started yet.
Correct.
Yeah, so I would say it's just to go in and do it, right? What happens is the more time you give something, the less likely it is to happen. And that's with anything, right? Uh, I had something that I was gonna, but this is not the show. But so the more time you give something, right, the less likely it is going to happen. So with that, most people have a phone, right? So start shooting videos. One of the ways that I got to the point where, and I'm not gonna even say comfortable because I'm still not comfortable shooting videos. I've probably shot hundreds of them and I'm still not comfortable with doing it. So do it. Well, not totally. There's got to be days where you're comfortable and then days where you're not, right? And just get used to going in and shooting anything and doing it multiple times. Whenever you have a minute, all right, go in and just record something. Now, the beautiful thing about that is if it doesn't come out right, you just delete it. You don't have to share it. But what's going to happen is you're going to get these takes where you're just in the zone, your energy is right, you're like on top of your game, and it is beautiful. Those are the ones that you can share. Now, two things happen here. Number one, because you're doing it so often, right? Repetition is the mother of skill. The more often you do it, the better you get at it, right? You start to get better and better and better. And then the other thing that's going to happen is you might suck like 20 times, but one of them is going to be great. And that one is the one that you can share. The third thing for me is I have gotten to a point where because I was scared to do them or a little bit intimidated at first, I would just shoot videos around my wife or around my kids are easier to shoot around, but my wife, right? Because she would be more critical. Like, you know, I'm not going to tell you some of the things that she would say. But anyway, just getting to the point where if I can get comfortable shooting around her and she got used to me like having this thing out all the time and then even having her in some of them, right? To the point where she's like, hey, let's make a quick video. Now I know that I'm onto something. So just do it and do it and do it and do it. Short videos, long videos, whatever. Just do it. Now, the second person was someone who, give it to me again.
The second person is someone who's done video or is consistent with video, but they're not getting quite the results that they were anticipating.
Yep.
And what would you give advice to those type of people?
So what type of video are we talking about primarily? So your audience they're primarily going live on Facebook or is it live on Insta or something like that or?
Right. So let's do live. But live or pre-recorded, either one.
Okay, change the format. Do something different, right? Because earlier in this actual interview I talked about, and I got this from a mentor of mine, a guy by the name of Stephen Pierce, a long time ago, when I was first coming up, and he said, I was having a troubling time, like just getting results, and it wasn't with video; it was just with sales in general. And I had been trying the same thing with small changes, and he said something that was just so simple but so profound. He said, you have to start to do things differently and do different things. So meaning the things that if I was shooting a video like this, shoot it like this. I mean, sometimes a simple change like that could be the difference, right? So that's to do things differently and then do different things. So if I'm shooting video here in this setting, then maybe get out and shoot video in my everyday life and see if people gravitate towards that more. So just change things up a little bit because there's something right now. If you're doing videos and you're consistently doing them and you're not getting the traction, it could be one of those two things. And then also just find ways to get in front of more people too, because it's a numbers game. The more people you get in front of, the more, engagement you're going to get, right? So if you're only getting in front of 10 people, then that's not a lot right there. You're only getting in front of 100 people, then that's not a lot. But the more consistent you are with your videos, the more you're going to build up this audience. And you get this one person, you get this one person, you get this one. You're like, I got a subscriber today. And then soon you're getting 2 subscribers a day, and then 3, and then 30, and then 50. So that's it.
I love it. Oh my goodness, guys. There's so many more questions I want to ask you, Ty, but we're not going to do that. Well, maybe we'll bring Ty back if he's willing, for part two or something like that. Because that was really, I really like how you articulated, the last point, because it's true. It's just the small little things that happen. That, just a small little tweak that could make something take off, and doing things differently or doing different things. That is definitely a profound statement. So,
Yeah.
with that said, guys, again, Ty, I can't thank you enough for being on and being a part of the Ignite Your Video Lifestyle Success Series. Again, guys, I am strategic in choosing specific business veterans, people who've been in the game for quite some time, to share with you their personal experience, expertise, and stories of how they're utilizing the amazing medium of video, to not only build, grow, but scale their business and take it to the next level. So with that said, we will sign off, and then be sure to join us again at 4 p.m. Eastern, where we'll have Sharon Sheldon from Content Sparks. She'll be tackling things more so along the affiliate marketing space and other things. So I'm really, really excited. But Ty, thank you so much. Seriously, I really loved your answers. I loved the message you sent me before this saying, hey, I don't know what I'm going to say, but, you were looking forward to this interview.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, hey, I have no idea what I'm going to say, but I'm looking forward to hearing what I'm going to say. So this is fun. I'm glad you invited me. This is great. I had a really good time. So thank you.
Awesome, awesome. All right. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you at 4 o'clock. Cheers.
Bye.